This is a beautiful Bodhi tree. Actually, it's a Ficus religiosa, but little variant. Ficus religiosa has leaves, one big tail from the leaf, but these have little blunted leaves, not so tall. And I am doing a wiring this tall branch. I don't want to sacrifice these good branches because you can shape them well. Especially these ficus species grow very, very fast, very rampant. And remember the rule, whenever you prune, you at least leave 1 or 2 leaves so that new branches will grow. So I am just bending this tall fellow. As you know, the bending should happen at the wire. Don't hold the branch and bend. First you bend them down and then give them a small curve and then lift the branch. Yeah, that is the correct way. It has got beautiful so many branches up, but eventually I am going to chop off the branches. Already I nipped off their apical buds of the branches so that it encourages the branches at the lower level. This is a wonderful plant. It is a 2-year-old plant. Nice tapered trunk it has. Now I don't give any name to this particular shape of the plant. Just see. Yeah. I have done wiring of one main trunk. You can take a leverage from that branch and take the wire to the other branch. You should be very, very careful when you wire. Direction, spacing between the curves, turns, and it should not be too tight, as ficus species grow very fast, pushing the wire deep inside the trunk if you don't see them quickly. And smaller branches are difficult to wire because they may break very easily. They're very tender. So you have to use your both the hands. And now I just push it down a little bit, and we can decide which is the front of the bonsai, rear part of the bonsai little later. It's not so important at this stage. Now allow the plant to grow in a robust health so that the trunk becomes more thicker, branches slowly become thicker, and encourage many side branches, secondary and tertiary, so that plant looks so beautiful. These can be converted in future a complete cascade or a semi-cascade or any other desiring new shape. There is no hard and fast rule. Plant should be wired only in this way. So be free to think. Do not just copy that style from a book and then trying to do the same thing is not required. Keep watching. This is a wonderful plant. I like this Bodhi. I have collected in 1987 perhaps from Bodh Gaya. There were some cut off Bodhi branches were lying down on the outside of the temple, and I collected 2 twigs. I gave them root hormone and grew them into bigger trees. Then I have multiplied. So I presume probably the genetics of this plant and the real Bodhi of Buddha must be same. So it's very precious for me. So I have grown small bonsais out of this main tree because they grow very fast from root cutting. Very, very comfortable and very easy to grow. Not at all difficult. See how beautiful it is. And the leaves are very fresh just after the rain. So you can use aluminum or copper wire. But only thing you see that it should not break the branches when you wire. And you always hold the branch, hold the wire and wire it. If you don't hold the branch, you will simply break it. Even very experienced bonsai growers also sometimes break very beautiful and important branch while wiring. So you have to hold the wire and then take the other wire piece into this. This is a normal common method of wiring, taking the same wire, wiring the 2 branches, taking the main trunk as a fulcrum. thin branches also can be wired, but the only danger is if you wire very thin branch, they may dry back. This is commonly seen in Ficus species. Sorry, there's a lot of noise outside. However, I hope you understand what I am trying to tell you. Wiring is the most important part of bonsai growing, because bonsai is a miniature tree with all its shape and beauty and foliage and branching like any big tree in the nature. Now we'll do some wiring and also a little bit of pruning if required of these three oddly grown branches. Every branch has 2-3 apical branches. This is because of the nibbing at the bud. You can see the blunt edge on the top of the branches. I have nibbed them when they are growing too tall. Now you watch what I am trying to do. One branch here, other branch here. Yeah. So initially, when you want to learn wiring, don't wire on the live plant. Take some dried branches on it, you wire it. Or you may have some big tree in your compound. Take one cut branch and then wire it. This will save your breakage during wiring. Sometimes you may lose a real precious branch. Is very important for the shape of the bonsai. So I am doing to the wiring of other branch. Yeah, they're very tender, yet they're strong. But because they are fresh, especially when plant has a lot of water in its body, it can break very easily. Now I am twisting. See, that is what I said. Your wiring direction should be the twisting direction. So see, I twisted the branch and bent it so that the apex of the branch looks up. Now dear viewers, you can see the height of the branch have reduced now. The third fellow is standing in the middle. You may cut or you may leave, or you may wire that fellow also to bring it to a new shape. Once the whole wiring is completed, you can enjoy the beauty of the plant. And I love this Ficus species. Although it is a Ficus religiosa, that is a common people, but it is not. It is a Bodhi. There is a lot of difference in these two plants. In this Bodhi plant, the leaf surface is not very smooth. It does not have that pectin layer on the top. Whereas a conventional South Indian Ficus religiosa, that is a people plant, has a very fine thin layer of pectin on the leaf. Actually the water slips on the leaf, but these have a soft surface. So I have wired the third apical branch. Although as per the rule 3 branches at the same spot doesn't look good, but let us not do any drastic pruning now because the plant is very young. We don't know what is going to happen in the future. You may develop some dramatic shape. The movement in the branch is very important. It shows some movement in the plant. See the branch? Nicely twisted. Now you can see there was straight one twig earlier, no? Like the remaining branch here. Now I have nicely wired those 3 branches of that one trunk. Actually there are 2 trees in the same pot because I have put the 2 cuttings. They have grown nicely, but when I am wiring, I would like to do even in the mother pot only, the growing pot itself. And after getting good shape, good foliage, I will transfer it to bonsai pot actually by deciding its shape. Okay, this is what is going on now. You see the direction in this wire is different, and yeah, that is good. You see here the second cutting which is grown into a plant. I am wiring that now. It has only 2 main trunks. and one branch, side branch, has divided into two. We don't know what will happen in future. At the moment, you just wire it, give some nice shape so the plant doesn't grow in a very odd manner or branches become too thick. We want the thickness of the trunk at the bottom, not on the top. This is the principle, and this ficus species is really fantastic. You can see here, actually this is a different plant. This looks like a Ficus filcon. It is not Ficus religiosa. I have put both the cuttings in this growing pot. This is a 6-inch growing pot. I suggest always grow your bonsais into growing pots slightly bigger than bonsai pot so that they grow well, and also the trunks will become thicker. So see, the whole scenario is changed now. They look very beautiful now. Hope you enjoyed. Lovely.